Hey guys, it's me Dihanna and welcome back to Dihanna's World. In today's video, I will be giving you guys a season 2 Outer Banks review. Now, I've done a kind of slight review on Outer Banks season 1 and it was a All-American versus Outer Banks video, and I will link that in the description if you guys want to go check that out. But this video will just solely be an Outer Banks season 2 review because it came out yesterday. Well, when I'm filming this, it came out yesterday. And already it's all trending on TikTok and Instagram and everyone loves it, me included. I loved season 2, it was so good. So in today's video, I will be reviewing season 2 for you guys. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so first I'm going to start off with characters. Now, if you've seen my Ginny and Georgia review, I will also link that in the description if you want to check that out. I kind of started like reviewing the show by reviewing the characters first, so that's what I'm going to be doing. So the first characters I'm going to review is the Cameron family. So that includes Sarah Cameron, Rafe Cameron, Ward Cameron, Rose Cameron, and Weezy Cameron. So I'm going to start off with Weezy because she was in the show, but she didn't really have a lot of screen time. Like last season 1, she was really irking my nerves. She was kind of a little bit of a snitch, but this season she kind of pulled through. You know, she was trying to help Sarah. You know, she was just like a regular little sister. So I'm gonna give her character like a 7 out of 10 because she didn't really do anything this season. She didn't really do anything bad, but she didn't do anything phenomenal either. So I'm gonna give Weezy a solid 7 out of 10. So next we have Rose. Don't even get me started with Rose. I despise Rose, and she Sarah for one, and like I don't know, she was just a horrible stepmom figure. Like she sucked as a stepmom, she really did. I don't know why Ward decided to marry her out of all people, but horrible mistake. Like she could have did just so much more than she did. Like she could have really pulled through in the end. Like she could have been helping Sarah, but no. Like I don't like her. The way she was trying to help Ward escape, knowing what he did. The way that she was trying to help Rafe escape, knowing what he did. And then Sarah, her stepdaughter, no, she's just not it. Like, no, she's just not it. So I'm gonna give her a 2 out of 10. I just don't like Rose. Like, I didn't like her in season 1, and I surely don't like her in season 2 because she didn't do anything good. Like, she let Ward escape, she let Rafe escape knowing what they did. So I don't like Rose. 2 out of 10. So next we have Sarah. Now, Sarah in season 1, like the beginning of season 1, was really annoying. And season 2, I don't know, like Sarah isn't really, she's not my favorite character, but she's not my least favorite character. But like, she's really beautiful, and honestly, like, she's really beautiful, but her character, I just don't really vibe with the character like that. Like, she comes from Ward Cameron. I know she can't do anything about that. But what kind of made me upset was that when she said that when she kind of broke up with John B for looking glad that her dad got unalived. Girl, did you know that your dad, John B's dad, like, are you forgetting that? Like, I understand if my boyfriend was kind of happy when my father, I would be upset too. But if my dad has 2 people, then what? I don't 2 people, like, I'm confused on why. Like, did you expect him to be crying? Like, girl, his dad, I don't know, his dad and someone else. Like, I don't know why she was, like, I get why she was upset, but then again I don't, because she has to put herself in John B's shoes. Your dad is a horrible person. Your dad, boyfriend's dad, like, what did you expect? Like, I don't know. Sarah kind of just got on my nerves with that. And you know, she always put John B in her place. Love her for that. But for Sarah, I'm just gonna give her a 7 out of 10. She was a decent character, but she's not one of my favorites. Now we have Rafe Cameron. Worst character in the whole show. Despised him, was screaming at my TV the whole time he was in a scene. Like, I despise Rafe Cameron. He just irks everything out of me. Like, he stole the cross from Pope. I remember in season 1 he jumped Pope. He also beat up Pope again in season 2. And just like everything about Rafe just makes me upset. Something's wrong with, like, he needs to seek help immediately. Like, I cannot stand him. Like, and I know he's supposed to be the villain, but oh my gosh, he is a horrible person. Like, negative 10 out of 10, negative 10 out of 10. Just immediately no. Rafe just wasn't giving. He never gave. So last but probably least, in the Cameron family, we have Ward, the dad, the mastermind of it all. He's the reason that Rafe is the way he is. He literally could have turned Rafe in. Him trying to protect his son, knowing his son someone, is what sent me across the moon. And then him trying to pin it on someone else, oh my god, no. Just immediately no. And then Ward lying to Sarah about him selling the cross to John B, like trading the cross for her. It was just, Ward is just, and was I relieved when he died? Answer the question for yourself. But when I found out later that he wasn't dead, I was, honestly, when he died, I wasn't relieved, because I wanted him to go to jail. Like, I wanted to see the look on everyone's face when Ward went to jail. That's what I wanted. But no, he had to fake it. And just the whole thing was horrible. But in season 3, if he's not in jail, I'm gonna be upset. So for Ward, I give a negative 100 out of 10. Horrible person, horrible father, horrible husband, or whatever you want to call that relationship. Just immediately no. So next I'm going to go into the Pogues. So that is Kiara, JJ, John B, and Pope. So I'm gonna go from my least favorite to my favorite. So this season particularly, Kiara got on my nerves. I'm just gonna say it point blank period. Kiara really got on my nerves. Okay, let me rephrase that. The first like 2-3 episodes, Kiara got on my nerves. She was the reason that Pope lost that evidence, and I was so frustrated. Like she just acted out of emotion in the first 2 episodes. Like, do you want Ward to pay for what he's done, or do you just want to scream names at him? Like, the first 2 episodes, she was acting out. She knew she did not like Pope. She led him on. Like, girl, you know you don't like this man. Like, you know you don't like this man, and I know you don't want to let your friend down like that, but I'd rather get let down than led on. She played Pope. Like, girl, you know you don't like him. You know you don't like him. You know you don't like him. Why are you still leading him on? Like, her doing that whole thing was just, I was like, no. Like, in season 1, she was usually the logical one behind Pope. Like, she was the logical one. She would use her brain. But in season 2, like, I understand. She thought her best friends. But the way that she sat up there and, like, screamed the name at Ward Cameron, and then lost the only evidence that Pope had. Like, I was so frustrated. Like, oh my gosh, I was so mad at her. So, like, I love Kiara in season 1 though, and I know she was just acting out of emotion, and that's what anyone would do when they think their best friend is dead and they see the person who's framing their best friend. So I'm gonna just give Kiara the benefit of the doubt and give her a 8 out of 10. The deduction of 2 points because the first 2 episodes she was really irking my nerves. So I'm gonna give her an 8 out of 10 because I loved her in season 1 and she was still that girl. And also, I was kind of upset with her when she, I felt really bad for her when her parents said that they were going to ship her off. Like, I'm putting myself in her parents' shoes. I mean, I think that every parent would send their child away if they were acting out like that. But I also think her parents had to put themselves in her shoes. Like, she literally thought her best friend, 2 of her best friends, and then it later came out that they weren't. Then it later came out that one of them was going to jail and possibly getting the, and then, like, the person that is doing all of this is living where she lives. Like, you're going to be upset with that, and her parents should have got her, like, counseling instead of trying to send her off to a wilderness camp. Like, girl. Anyways, but I'm gonna give Kiara an 8 out of 10. And I'm gonna give my girl the benefit of the doubt because I know that if that happened to me, I would probably act out of emotion too. So next we have John B. John B. I don't dislike John B, but I don't really care for, like, John B is kind of like Sarah to me. Like, they don't really like stand out to me. Like, I know he kind of is the main character, but like he didn't really, like, he was kind of just there to me. Like, I mean, the show is about him, but I don't know, like, I'm gonna give, I just, like, there's nothing that he did wrong, but there's, oh no, there is something that he did wrong. He was stupid the whole show. Like, I just can't. Like, if I was Pope, I would be so upset that my friends were literally that stupid. Like, John B really thought, like, he literally snuck, like, he got Sarah. He had to show those people where the gold was. Like, he was so stupid. And that's why I'm glad that Sarah put him in his place, because he will always, like, John B I don't know. Like, John B, I don't know. Like, whenever he promised Sarah that he wasn't gonna do anything stupid and then did something stupid, I was like, dude, like, did you think this was gonna work out? Did you think that was gonna work? Like, did you honestly think about what you did before you did it? No. So John B, I'm gonna give him a 5 out of 10 because he was kind of just there. Like, I don't know, like, he was kind of just there, like. So now for my top 2, we have JJ and Pope. Now, my favorite of the Pogues is Pope, but JJ comes in second place, not by far, by the way, because in season 1, he was kind of like the least logical friend, you know. He will always kind of just do whatever he thought without thinking of it beforehand. But in this season, he kind of had some character development in that thing. Like, he did have some crazy ideas, but his crazy ideas did kind of work, like, sometimes. Like, he was trying to get John B out of prison, but it didn't work because he got someone else out of prison. But do you understand how genius you are to get someone out of, like, that is some genius stuff right there. Like, I think we're underestimating how smart JJ really is. Like, yes, he do be sounding a little crazy sometimes, but his plan to get John B to escape out of was, like, really smart. And I feel so bad for him with his whole dad situation. And he's just honestly a really good person. He deserves so much better. In season 3, he better get every good thing that comes to his way because he deserves so much better as a character. 10 out of 10 for JJ. So now we have Pope, one of my favorite characters in the whole show, season 1 and season 2. Pope was, I love Pope. I just love Pope. Like, Pope is my favorite character. Like, he's the smart one in the friend group. He always had the best ideas. He was very loyal friend. Like, I love Pope. He was such a great person. Like, I love Pope. He was a smart one. Like, I just love Pope. Like, I can't. And I'm so glad they gave him a storyline this season, because in season 1, him and Kiara were kind of like the only, like, main characters who didn't have a storyline. But then in season 2, I'm so glad that they incorporated that, like, the key to the gold is Pope. Like, Pope was kind of like the main character this season, and I loved it. And honestly, I feel like Pope being the main character for season 2 is what made me like season 2 even more, because in season 1, I'm not gonna lie, like, the first few episodes I wasn't really into it, but then when, like, more episodes in, I loved it. In season 2, I loved it. For me, season 2 is better than season 1. I just love that they gave Pope a storyline. Like, thank you. And I love that they kind of gave Kiara a storyline too, with the parents, and her mom was a Pogue and then her dad was a Pogue and stuff like that. And I love that they gave Pope and Kiara a storyline this season. But Pope's storyline is so good. Like, oh my gosh, like him being related to Martini and stuff like that. Like, Pope really brought something interesting to the show, and I am so glad they made him like one of the main characters this season. So for Pope, I'm gonna give it a 20 out of 10. So now I'm going to get into like the other characters. So first we have Topper. Now season 1, we all hated Topper. This was a Topper hate club. Like, Topper was annoying. He was a bad boyfriend. He was jealous of John B. He was just really annoying. He jumped Pope. Like, yeah, I just did not like Topper. This season, like John B and Sarah, he was kind of just there. Like, I thought, like, he did save Sarah from dying. I give him props to that. Like, I'm not a hater, so I'm gonna give him props for that. But I feel like the only reason he was helping Sarah out was to get back with her. Like, his intentions weren't good. He didn't want to help her to help her. He wanted to help her to get back with her. And yeah, he had different motives and stuff like that. And I don't know, Topper, he was kind of like, I didn't completely hate him this season like I did in season 1. But I didn't really like him either. So I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. You know, he was kind of just, he's a Pogues. So I don't think I'm ever going to like him. But this season, I didn't dislike him as much as I did in season 1. So now we have Officer Shoop. He really did pull through in the end. Like, I thought I knew he was on the side of the Pogues. Like, I knew it, but he was annoying me. Like, oh, y'all kids are crazy, stuff like that. Like, he was like really get on my nerves, but I knew he was gonna pull through in the end. He's a good cop and stuff like that. I don't know, I just kind of liked I liked his character. Kind of an underrated character. Nobody really talks about him, but yeah, he was kind of annoying me in the beginning, but I kind of knew deep down inside that he was gonna pull through in the end to take down Ward Cameron. So I'm gonna give him a 8.5 out of 10. So now we got Cleo, my favorite character in the show. I don't care. I love Cleo. Now, in the beginning, I'm not even gonna sit here and say I disliked her in the beginning for trying to get money to, like, for the arrest for John B. Because you would do it too for a check. You would do it too for a check. Like, if I didn't know the full story of someone and there was a $50,000 reward for turning them in and I didn't know the full story, I'ma turn them in. That's 50K. That's 50K. But when she realized like that he didn't, she pulled through in the end. Like, she really did, like, say, like, she came in clutch every time. Like, she came in clutch every time. She came in clutch with Pope. If her and Pope aren't together in season 3, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not watching the show because the only reason I watched the show was for Pope and Cleo. And if they're not together by the end of season 3, I'm going to be upset. I'm going to be upset. I'm going to be angry. You hear me? I'm angry. I'm going to be angry, okay? She came in clutch all the time. She is the definition of a girl boss. Cleo is what I aspire to be. Like, she doesn't even need a man, but her and Pope would just be cute. But she is just honestly like a girl boss. Like, she came in clutch all the time. She demanded respect. She put people in their place when they needed to be put in their place. Like, she was giving the whole season. Like, she was just giving. Like, I loved her. Like, and like, I really just loved Cleo. And she was loyal too, because I remember, like, the guy, I forgot his name, but the guy who kind of was like her boss, I guess, was like, oh, we need to leave, the cops are coming. She was like, no, we said we were gonna wait for them. Like, period. Tell them, sis. And then she saved John B and Sarah when Ward and Rafe were like were by them in that island and stuff. Like, she really came in clutch. I love her. My favorite character in the show. Like, I love Cleo. So now I'm just going to talk about the show. The storyline is so much better than season 1's. Now, season 1 storyline was good, don't get me wrong, but personally, I just really loved season 2. Like, the storyline. I love that John B, like, everyone thought that John B and Sarah were, they really weren't. I love that Pope had more screen time. I love that Kiara kind of got a storyline this season. I love how I kind of did like Rafe's storyline too. Like, he was a really good villain. Him and Ward Cameron were really good villain. The writing this season, like, the writing in season 2 for Outer Banks was probably one of the best written Netflix shows I have seen. Like, everything matches. Like, there's no puzzles that needed to be filled in and anything like that. Like, Ward faking made total and complete sense. Like, it really did. Like, the writers did that. The writers snapped this season. Like, they did season 1 too, but in season 2 they gave everything. Like, the storyline for season 2, Pope being the key for like Denmark's 10, he's crossed the sea, what was her name, Limberly, something like that. Just that whole thing was like, everything made sense. Like, Ward and Rafe and everything made sense in the end, and no, like, there was no blanks. And even the like plot twist at the end of John B's dad actually being alive, I love it. I love it. Like, I love it. And it's not like it doesn't make sense that John B's dad is alive, because no one ever got arrested for his death. Because how are you gonna, like, everyone kind of knew that it was Ward Cameron, but you can't arrest someone if you like don't know where the body is, you know? Like, it was like, it made sense. Like, because in season 1 they never really showed John B's dad. Like, we only ever thought he was missing, but we thought he was, because he like never came back. But I had no like questions in the end, like, how does this happen? Like, how does this make sense? Like, everything was so well written. I loved it. The writing, I give it a 10 out of 10. The storyline, I give it a 10 out of 10. The vibe of the show, I give it a 10 out of 10. I loved season 2. So that's pretty much it for today's video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment down below which videos you guys want me to do next. Also, make sure you guys follow all of my social medias. They'll be on the screen and a link in the description below. Bye, guys.